What up, what up? This is Coach Liebs bringing you the first official episode of Coach Talk. This is a podcast format that I've been wanting to do for a while, and really just an opportunity for me to take you inside the mind of a coach, take you through my thoughts on a day-to-day basis, the message I'm trying to deliver to my wide receivers, where we're at, give you a progress update, but really, try to take you inside of what I'm thinking from a motivational standpoint, what we need to work on from a fundamental standpoint, and how I hope to get that accomplished with my guys. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently the wide receivers coach at Bosco Prep in Ramsey, New Jersey, a really historic high school football program that is really just an unbelievable history, and it's been a blessing to coach there thus far. We just finished week 2 of the 2018 season. We're 1-1. We won in week 1 versus John Burns High School from South Carolina. We were down 17-3 going into the fourth quarter, scored 19 unanswered points to win. It was really just a great win for the program and a really important win for us. And then we traveled down to Washington, D.C. this past weekend to play Gonzaga College High School and ended up losing by quite a bit. We got our butts handed to us. We lost 37-7. And just a combination of them playing really well. They're a really good team, and we played about as badly as I think we could have played as a team. We have a very young team, a lot of first-time starters, a lot of juniors who haven't necessarily played a lot of varsity football, and a small group of seniors. And I think that our youth really played a big role in this game. I didn't think we traveled very well as far as us being very focused. It was an overnight trip, staying in a hotel. And I just think it was hard for 16, 17-year-old kids to kind of stay focused through the whole thing. And I think that it's something that on our next road trip we'll do a better job of, and it's a learning experience for all of us. But the other thing that if you're listening to this on the podcast format, when I'm done with this short episode, and these episodes are going to range anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, when I'm done with this episode, you'll hear an episode I recorded last Thursday before the Gonzaga game that I haven't released yet. If you're watching this on IGTV, obviously you won't, but go check out the podcast for the full version. But last Thursday I was talking about how I felt like in the wide receiver room we had gotten a little complacent. Everybody was a little overly excited to be 1-0. Bosco last year was 2-8, so it was a big win for the program just to get back on track and win a big game. And because we're so young and everyone was kind of unsure of how the season would turn out, we were all very excited and on a high from being 1-0 and winning that first game. But I think it was something where we kind of lost ourselves during the week last week, and what's made us what's gonna make us a good team, what's gotten us to this point thus far is the work we've put in. I think we've taken pride in being tougher than any of our opponents by outworking them every day in practice. And I didn't think we came to practice last week quite with that same hunger, and it's something I'm beating myself up quite a bit about as a coach, because I recognized that Monday or Tuesday, and I mentioned it to the kids, but I kind of was just whining about it. So what I told them in the meeting yesterday, I was kind of like, come on, guys, you're getting complacent. I need to put my foot down more. And those of you who have ever, been around me or seen me coach, I'm a strict disciplinarian. I get after my guys, but we also have such a family in the receiver room. I'm able to really get after them and hold them accountable. And I just didn't feel like I did a good enough job cutting that out as soon as I saw it. And whether it is punishing the kids with conditioning or really yelling at them and getting after them, I wish I had done more last week to cut the complacency out of practice and build some more hunger within the team, rather than, just a week where we weren't getting as much extra work in after practice. We weren't straining ourselves to finish blocks or finish runs. It was kind of just like, we figured out this winning thing, like we're good here. And the same token, I really do believe that in life in general and in football, like losses often provide you more lessons than wins do. And, I think if there was a time for us to lose a game, this was a good time if we learn a lot of these valuable lessons. And I think that if it's a wake-up call for us as a program and a wake-up call for these young players that there's no such thing as a day off, there's no such thing as we're good, as we've done enough. Like, we've never done enough. We always got to find a way to do more. And we always have to continue to build on what we've done the week before and just get better every single day. And the minute you lose that edge and the minute you lose that desire to improve yourself and find a way to do more, you caught 100 balls yesterday, catch 101 balls tomorrow. Catch 105 balls the next day. You ran, 21 10s, run 21 the next day. Like whatever it is, just always finding a way to do more And, something that I want to talk about is I do a wide receiver manual every week I do a wide receiver tip sheet every week for the receivers before the game. And I always put some inspirational quotes and stuff like that. And this week in the tip sheet, I had a quote from Tim Grover, who was he trained Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade when they were all playing in the league and pretty much for their whole careers, and is known as one of the best personal trainers in the NBA. And he wrote a book called Relentless, which is like a Bible to me. And I once printed, all the significant pages out for my players at Wesleyan and made them read a section every week. And it's just a really great book that kind of helped shape my mindset as a coach and gave me some really defined coaching points and theories to hit on. But a quote I put in the tip sheet before the game was, "Being relentless means demanding more of yourself than anyone else could ever demand of you, knowing that every time you stop, you can still do more. You must do more." And it was a good message for the kids before the game, but it was a little late. Like I said, this is something I should have preached last Monday and made us practice better. And I think that would have made a difference. But it was something I was able to touch on again yesterday in the meeting after the loss, and we're watching the film, and just preach to the kids, like, we can never trick ourselves into thinking we've done enough. The minute we think we've done enough, someone else is doing more, and that's how you get beat. And I think we went down to DC without that hungry dog mentality and that desire just to win at all costs. I think we were down there kind of feeling it out, enjoying the trip, and came in there just a little hesitant, a little less hungry than they were. They were certainly more ready to play than we were, and it's something we got to get fixed going forward. But now that it's happened, now that we're 1-1, it's something that I really think can be a blessing for this team as long as we respond to it the right way. And, as long as we take care of business from here on out. I think today's practice is going to be very telling as to, where these kids are at, how badly they want to win, and how they're going to respond. We had a rest and recovery day yesterday where we lifted as a team, did some stretching to recover, and we watched film. And I thought the focus was there. I thought that the kids responded the right way then. So now we just got to carry it over to 4 good days of practice, get a win this week, and get back on track. But that's about it. Just want to keep these episodes short. Want to take you guys just briefly into what I'm thinking, where my mind is at. Hopefully, if you're a coach listening, there's 1 or 2 things I say every day that you might find interesting or might help you shape your own message or deal with your own kids. If you're a player, I'm hoping that this will give you guys some better insight into what coaches look for, how coaches think, and just help you understand, kind of the coach-player dynamic a little more, because I think that's important for players to have a good understanding of that. And then if you're a fan, I just hope this provides great insight into what life is actually like for coaches, what I spend my time thinking about off the field, away from football, when I'm driving home, driving to work. I'm constantly thinking about the message I want to deliver to my kids and what I can do to motivate them. I always think that aspect of coaching is much more important than the X's and O's, much more important than any play you can draw up or any technique you can teach. It's how do you get the most out of your players? How do you get your players to play the hardest for you? And I think that's by loving them first, loving the hell out of them first, and then holding them very, very, very accountable to a very high standard and forcing them to meet that every day. And it's something I got to do a better job of this week is holding that standard to us being the best in everything we do and harping on every single detail. And when I see something that's slightly off, I got to get after them and got to get them to get it right and play with intensity every day. And, I truly believe the team that suffers the most during the week and the team that suffers the most leading up to the season and is willing to put themselves through the most pain to build the most character and build the most strength, that's the team that's the hardest to beat. And it's something we got to get back to this week, and I'm confident we will. I think the coaches are all on the same page. I think the players are on the same page, and I'm excited to see where this journey leads us. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. This is Coach Liebs, episode 1 of Coach Talk. Peace.